For many people between the ages of 60 and 85, the idea of entering a nursing home causes a rush of dread. It frequently feels like a loss of control, a last chapter written before you're ready to flip the page. Have you ever wondered whether there's a better way to live than going into one? Here's the reality, though. There are now alternatives to nursing homes. In actuality, an increasing number of seniors choose alternative lifestyles that are safer, more satisfying, more courteous, and more in line with their actual desires. We'll look at 7 alternatives to nursing homes in this video. Choices that represent contemporary patterns in the ways that senior citizens choose to age with respect, autonomy, and assistance. These are actual, useful decisions that individuals are making right now, not simply concepts. Additionally, you might find a choice that feels ideal for you or a loved one by the end of this film. Stay to the very end. Your perspective on aging may be totally altered by what you hear, giving you greater influence over your destiny than you could have ever imagined. These choices range from straightforward to unexpected, but they are all intended to support you in living your life as you see fit. Now is a fantastic opportunity to subscribe if you haven't already. To ensure you don't miss any of our next videos, please subscribe and click the bell. We provide you with uplifting, useful stuff that is appropriate for this stage of life. You deserve options, and we're going to provide you just that. First, receiving in-home care while remaining in your own house. Staying in your own home with the proper assistance is one of the most empowering decisions you can make as you age. Many seniors are using in-home care because they want to live well, not because they can't live alone. The purpose of in-home care is to improve independence by making life easier to manage, not to take away it. This type of care can range from assistance with cleaning and cooking, to as well as doing errands for more private necessities like dressing, taking a shower, or taking medicine. For many elderly people, nothing matters more than sitting in their beloved chair, watering their own plants, and sleeping in their own bed. It's about control and familiarity, not about luxury. These components can significantly enhance mood, mental clarity, and general well-being. Staying at home has a significant psychological impact compared to individuals who go into institutions. Research indicates that seniors who age in home maintain superior cognitive function and have fewer depressive episodes. Routine is important, but so is the heart and mind identifying a secure, reassuring environment. Consider someone such as Eleanor, 78. She occasionally forgets to take her meds, and her knees aren't as strong as they once were. However, she's doing well with 5 days a week of handmade visits. She still completes her crossword puzzles in the morning, observes birds from her kitchen window, and gets coffee with her neighbor every Sunday. She only needed a little assistance where she was, not a facility, and that's what makes in-home care so wonderful. As needs change, it can be scaled up or down. Whether it's daily assistance or weekly visits, it's flexible, courteous, and intimate. It's more than just a preference for many. It is a means of preserving their joy, dignity, and uniqueness. The second is living in a supportive arrangement with family. Seniors living with their adult children is another growing trend, but it's not what you may expect. It's about developing a mutually beneficial connection rather than sacrificing your independence or becoming a burden. When done correctly, everyone gains. Living with several generations adds connection, warmth, and care to everyday life. It enables senior citizens to remain active members of their families, rather than being dependent. It makes a significant difference whether you're assisting grandchildren in telling family memories, or just providing a soothing, loving presence. It goes beyond simply being in social situations. It's about being valued, heard, and needed. Most people don't realize how important that is. Here's the secret, though. Clear limits, respect for one another, and distance are essential for success. When one generation respects the requirements of the others, the best agreements are made. You're not going to move in to be looked after. Think of Harold, 81, when you move in to share a life. He has his own door, kitchen, and schedule, and his daughter persuaded him to move into a refurbished room over their garage after he lost his marriage. In addition, he attends family dinners, sees his grandson play baseball, and participates in life without compromising his solitude or tranquility. It completely altered Harold's life. Living together financially can reduce stress for both parties, cutting expenses and occasionally even being eligible for tax breaks or government assistance. But more important than the figures is understanding that you're not alone in the event of an unforeseen circumstance. I can tell you're with me if you're still watching and discover this second useful comment below. Additionally, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any more educational and inspirational film. Third, using smart home changes to age in place. Aging in place, with the aid of technology and careful preparation, is another effective option that many seniors are using. Making your space work for you rather than against you is more important than obstinately remaining where you are. More senior citizens are installing stair lifts, walk-in bathtubs, non-slip flooring, motion sensor lighting, and grab bars. It's a change in perspective, not because they're giving up, but because they want to live freely and safely. The goal of aging in place is to prepare for change so that life continues on your terms, not to ignore it. Technology is really important. Medical alarm with voice assistance. Seniors can live independently while being safe and connected with the use of technology like automatic pill dispensers and video doorbells. These are instruments for dignity, not extravagance. Aging at home psychologically safeguards something valuable. Who you are, being surrounded by things you know, smells, and memories helps you stay grounded in a manner that no institution can match. Consider Linda, 79. She remodeled her home after a fall, which initially made her feel ashamed because she thought it showed she was growing older. However, within weeks, she felt more free than she had in years, able to move around freely, take showers without worry, and live without second-guessing anything. We believe in your strength, and we're here to help you feel most like yourself. It's not the easiest path, but it's often the most meaningful. Supporting this decision is a respectful gesture for family. Fourth, multi-generational households with distinct boundaries. An increasingly popular substitute, particularly in close-knit households, is living between generations. However, this isn't about moving in and taking on the role of in-house housekeeper or babysitter. The main limits, when properly implemented, this arrangement fosters relationships by providing emotional support, shared obligations, and companionship, all of which are difficult to find in institutional care, but in the absence of a clear framework, it may result in wariness or resentment. Honest discussions are the first step towards the best arrangements. What do people expect? What areas are private? And who is responsible for what? Seniors are co-living partners, not caregivers or visitors. Consider Patricia. She moved in with her daughter and son-in-law after her husband passed away, and they respected her routines, helped her design a separate apartment, and involved her in decision-making. She even started telling bedtime stories to her grandchildren. She feels unutilized but needed, not smothered, but supported. This way of life offers a profound sense of purpose and connection on a psychological level, but it also necessitates respect for one another and the ability to adapt when things don't work. It's not a throwback to the past, rather it's a modern, deliberate fusion of tradition and mental well-being. Remember to subscribe for more content created specifically for you if you're still watching and finding this helpful. Remark number 4 below. The top 5 independent living complexes with 24/7 assistance. There is a medium ground despite the common belief that the only options are to live alone at home or enter a nursing home. Communities of independent living, seniors who can largely take care of themselves but desire access to assistance when needed, or the target audience for these communities. You live alone, usually in a cottage or apartment, and you can get care whenever you need it. Social gatherings and meals are optional. Attend if you prefer medical or errand assistance. It's always discreet and only takes a phone call. Community is the greatest advantage. One of the silent dangers of aging is loneliness, not because it hurts you right once, but because it gradually weakens your sense of joy, purpose, and even immunity. Don't let the term community deceive you. These aren't one-size-fits-all settings. Instead, being around people who are going through the same thing can replace loneliness with shared tales, humor, and purpose. Others emphasize the arts or lifelong learning, while others concentrate on nature and well-being. You can pick a location that suits more than just your age. For example, Richard, 78, used to fear retirement. His wife had died, his children lived hours away, and his home seemed like a prison. However, after relocating to a neighborhood with a weekly film group and a carpentry studio, life began to feel fascinating once more. Your assistance enables us to keep producing high-quality content that will educate and motivate you. Let's proceed. Concluding remarks. If you've come this far, take a moment to think clearly rather than in panic. Although it's a gift to live past 80, many people don't arrive in excellent health. They were unaware of what was subtly working against them, not because they didn't care. Loss of muscle due to inflammation, emotional isolation, and inadequate sleep might appear gradually, and by the time they do, the damage has already started. However, information is power, and this film is meant to reassure you that even tiny, consistent adjustments can have a big impact. That the decisions you make this week, this month, and this year will influence your thoughts, feelings, and movements as you age into your 80s and beyond. What most struck you then? was how inflammation can appear suddenly or how weakening might occur when there is no activity. Perhaps it served as a reminder that sleep is more than simply slumber and that emotional support is just as vital as any medication. Don't let it remain information, whatever it was. Let it be a pivotal moment when you decide to continue being present for your body, mind, and purpose. The goal of aging is to focus, choose what is important, protect it, and let the rest fade. It is not about fate. You deserve to be strong and wise during this phase of your life. We appreciate you being here today. Don't accept anything less. We would adore hearing from you. Tell us about one thing you learned today and how you intend to apply it in your life in the comments section below. We value your opinions, so please feel free to express them. Reading your remarks greatly inspires and motivates us. Please like, subscribe, and share this video if you found it entertaining and useful. Your assistance enables us to keep producing high-quality content to educate and uplift you. Intergenerational living communities rank 7th. A silent revolution is taking place in the way senior citizens are deciding to live. Connection is more important than solitude in quiet halls. Seniors are increasingly opting for intergenerational communities, where individuals of various ages coexist. These are lively neighborhoods intended for genuine connections and a sense of belonging, not impersonal towers with age restrictions. In these communities, you may have a college student sharing the community garden, a young teacher next door, a single mother across the street, or someone who helps carry your groceries joins you for dinner or simply sits with you on the porch. In exchange, your presence, wisdom, and stories give them a sense of stability and priceless value that cannot be replaced. It's mutually beneficial rather than dependent. Consider Margaret, who is 70. She relocated to an Oregon community where high school kids reside in adjacent dorm-style housing. She leads a poetry circle every Thursday. In exchange, the students assist her with technical inquiries, replace light bulbs, and introduce her to music she had no idea she liked. She claims that it has been years since she felt this alive. These communities frequently have amenities that encourage natural connection, such as activity centers, walking trails, libraries, and community gardens. Real places that encourage connection. No sterile lobbies or locked doors. Additionally, this benefits the brain as well as the heart. Research indicates that seniors living in intergenerational groups have much reduced rates of loneliness and slower cognitive deterioration. The younger residents become more grounded, sympathetic, and aware of the world outside of their phones. This alternative focuses on returning to the world with purpose rather than escaping it. If you've ever felt like you have a lot more to offer but weren't sure where to focus your energy, this type of living could be the solution, because connection is more than just a luxury in old age. It is a type of medication. And sometimes the sound of laughter at a shared dinner table is a better medicine than anything in a bottle. Concluding remarks. You don't have to lose your pride or independence as you become old. Many people have a silent anxiety of going to a nursing home that they don't frequently express out loud. The monotony, the silence in the sense of being hidden rather than seen. But today's movie demonstrates that there are alternative approaches to aging that respect your soul, your decisions, and your life narrative. Co-housing with reliable friends or living on your own terms close to adult children. There is no one-size-fits-all option. Whether it's downsizing to the appropriate neighborhood, seeking solace in a senior village, employing in-home care, or joining an intergenerational society. However, a recurring theme is the desire to maintain control in human connections. We appreciate you spending time with us today. Please leave a comment below sharing one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your own life. You've lived too long to hand over the keys without giving it careful thought. So ask yourself which of these solutions speaks to you the most and which one makes your shoulders drop a little just thinking about it. The goal isn't just to extend your years, but to make sure those years still feel like yours. Your opinions count. We are inspired to continue producing valuable material for you by reading your comments. If this video was useful to you, please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you once more for watching, and we hope to see you at the next event. Your support enables us to continue educating and motivating individuals like you.